It began with a night no one expected, a night that felt almost too quiet for two people whose names had once dominated every screen, every trending page, and every late-night conversation among fans. 4 months, Faye and Yoko had been nothing but shadows to each other, passing like strangers, even though everyone knew they were anything but strangers. They shared a history thick with emotion, tension, unresolved words, and a kind of connection that never really died, even when both tried to bury it. But on this night, under dim backstage lights, after a long event that had drained everyone except them, something shifted. Faye was on her way out, walking alone down a narrow hallway with only the buzzing sound of the lights above her and the faint echo of footsteps behind. She didn't turn at first. She had trained herself not to. She had promised herself she wouldn't look back, especially not if it was Yoko. But then she heard her name. Soft, almost breaking. Faye. And it wasn't the casual tone she had memorized years ago. This voice trembled, as if Yoko had rehearsed saying her name 1,000 times in her head and still wasn't ready for how it would sound out loud. Faye froze, not because she was startled, but because she wasn't sure she was strong enough to face the person who had once been her strength, and later, her weakness. She turned slowly, and there Yoko was, standing a few steps away, her eyes dimly shining, her hands slightly shaking, as if holding on to something fragile. Faye didn't speak. She simply looked at her, waiting. Yoko swallowed hard. "Can we talk?" The words weren't unusual, but the way she said them, that was what cut through the silence. There was something pleading in it, something heavy with everything they had left unsaid for so long. Faye should have said no. She had promised her group, her team, her fans, and herself that she would keep distance. But distance means nothing when the memories are still loud. So she nodded once. Yoko stepped closer, but cautiously, as if afraid one wrong move would make Faye disappear again. They found a quiet backstage corner, the kind with forgotten props, stacked chairs, and a faint smell of dust and leftover coffee. No cameras, no staff, just the two of them, and the kind of silence that forces truth out. Faye leaned against a wall, arms crossed, trying to look composed. Yoko stood a few feet away, breathing unevenly, gathering the courage she had been avoiding for months. "I shouldn't be here," Faye whispered. "But you are," Yoko replied, and that honesty alone made Faye's heart twist. For a long moment, neither spoke. The tension between them felt almost electric, but not the dangerous kind, the kind created by unfinished stories. Then Yoko finally said it. "I miss you." Faye blinked. It wasn't the words. She would have expected Yoko to say something like that at some point. It was the way she said it. Simple, raw, without acting, without pride, without any of the carefully crafted filters she always wore in public. "I miss you," Yoko repeated, her voice cracking just slightly. "More than I thought I ever would." Faye felt her own composure slipping. She tried to swallow the sudden rush of emotion, but her voice betrayed her. "Yoko, why now?" "Because I can't pretend anymore," Yoko said. "And I'm tired of watching you walk past me like I'm a stranger. I'm tired of pretending I don't care when the truth is, I never stopped." Faye's breathing sped up. The words hit deeper than she expected. "You left first," Faye said softly. "You pulled away." "I did," Yoko admitted. "I was scared. Of how real it felt. Of how much you mattered to me. I thought I'd lose everything if I chose you." "And did you?" Faye asked. Yoko hesitated, then stepped a little closer. "I lost you," she said. "And that was everything." Faye looked down. She didn't want tears. "Not now. Not here. You can't just come back like this," Faye whispered. "I know," Yoko said. "But I need you to hear something before you walk away again." Yoko took a breath, the kind you take before a confession that could destroy you. "Come back to me." The moment those words escaped her lips, the entire world seemed to stop. It wasn't loud or dramatic. It wasn't teary or desperate. It was a whisper, a trembling, gentle, terrified whisper filled with longing, regret, and hope. Faye felt her chest tighten. The words sliced through every wall she'd built to protect herself. All the late nights she spent wondering why Yoko never fought for her. All the old messages she never deleted. All the memories of quiet stares, lingering touches, and laughter they never got to finish. "Please," Yoko added, her voice barely audible. Just give me one more chance. Faye looked at her, really looked at her, for the first time in months. She saw the exhaustion in Yoko's eyes, the fear, the want, the sincerity. I waited for you, Faye whispered, choking on the truth she had buried for too long. Every night, even when I told myself I didn't. Yoko closed her eyes, pain and relief mixing on her face. And I'm here now, she said. If you'll let me be. Faye took a breath, deep and shaky. She didn't step toward Yoko, not yet. She didn't forgive instantly. She didn't melt. She simply let the truth settle between them like something sacred. You hurt me, Faye said. I know, Yoko replied. And I'm ready to spend however long it takes to fix it. Even if it takes months. Even if it takes years. A silence followed, not cold, this time, but warm, healing, new. Faye looked up, her eyes slightly glossy. She didn't say yes, but she didn't say no either. And sometimes, silence is an answer. Yoko took one final step forward, close enough to feel Faye's breath, but not touching. Just don't walk away from me tonight. Faye exhaled softly. I'm not, she whispered. And that was enough. It didn't fix everything. It didn't rewrite the past. But it cracked open a door that had been shut too long. A door that fans would later describe as the moment everything shifted, the moment that spread across the internet like wildfire, leaving millions in tears. Because sometimes love doesn't need grand gestures. Sometimes all it takes is a whisper in the dark. That single whisper, come back to me, didn't just echo through the empty hallway. It echoed through Faye's entire chest. For a moment, neither of them moved. Not even a breath dared to break the heavy, trembling silence between them. Faye's fingers tightened around the strap of her bag. Her heart was pounding like it remembered a rhythm it had tried so hard to forget. But Yoko didn't look away. Her eyes were glossy, soft, almost pleading, the kind of look that belonged to someone who had already lost too much and couldn't bear to lose again. Yoko, Faye finally whispered, voice cracking the way old memories do when they come back too suddenly. Yoko stepped closer, slowly, afraid one wrong move would send Faye running. I shouldn't have said it like that, Yoko breathed out, her voice trembling. But I can't pretend anymore. Not after seeing you tonight. Faye felt her throat tighten. Tonight. The event. The cameras. The smiles. The unexpected tension when Yoko appeared in the same room for the first time in months. You looked happy, Yoko added, almost like an accusation, almost like a confession. Too happy. With him. Faye blinked. So you were watching. Yoko didn't deny it. You think I ever stopped watching you? Yoko whispered. Every interview. Every appearance. Every picture. I saw everything. Even the things I wasn't ready to see. Faye's breath shook. You don't get to be jealous, Faye said quietly. You walked away first. Yoko flinched, visibly, painfully. Because I was scared, she said. Because loving you felt dangerous. Because the world can be cruel. Faye's voice softened. And now? Yoko inhaled shakily, stepping close enough that their shadows merged against the wall. Now I don't care what the world thinks, she whispered. I care about you. A pause. And losing you hurts more than anything they could ever say about us. Faye's eyes glistened. Yoko, I don't know if I can go back to how things were. That's okay, Yoko whispered. I'm not asking for how things were. She lifted her hand, slowly, gently, and let her fingers hover near Faye's. I'm asking for a chance to start again. Faye swallowed hard. Her pulse hammered in her ears. Why now? She managed to ask, voice trembling. Because tonight, Yoko murmured, when I saw you with him, smiling, laughing, I realized something. Faye lifted her gaze, meeting Yoko's eyes. What? That I don't want to be the story you got over, Yoko whispered. I want to be the story you come back to. Faye's breath hitched. Her defenses, the ones she'd spent months building, the walls, the distance, the careful indifference, all of them cracked under the weight of Yoko's trembling honesty. Yoko, she said again, but this time her voice was softer, weaker, less resistant, more hers. And then, a flash of thunder outside the window. a rolling rumble of rain beginning to fall. The world around them grew quiet and dim, as if nature itself was holding its breath. Faye finally exhaled. You really hurt me, she whispered. I know, Yoko said immediately. No excuses. No defenses. And I'm sorry. More sorry than I know how to say. Another pause, long, full of everything they never said, everything they tried to bury. Say it again, Faye said suddenly. Yoko blinked. What? Faye's voice was barely a whisper. What you said earlier. Say it again. Yoko stepped closer, her voice barely steady. Come back to me. Faye closed her eyes. Her heart didn't break. It opened. And when she finally looked back up, there was something different in her expression, something Yoko hadn't seen in months. Something hopeful. Then stop running, Faye whispered. If you want me, stay. Yoko's breath trembled. I'm not going anywhere, she said. Not this time. Not ever. For the first time in months, they stood there not as two people carrying old wounds, but as two souls who suddenly remembered why they held each other so tightly in the first place. And in the soft glow of the hallway, with the rain falling outside like a quiet blessing, Faye took Yoko's hand. Not fully, not completely, but enough. Enough to say, this story isn't over. Not yet. Not even close.